Hey everybody, Kneecap here. This video is kind of a guide for Reputation in Legion. Now, when the new patch comes out, we still have months before that happens. You're going to have the opportunity to fly in the Broken Isles. However, I have a video on unlocking the flying, so if you want the specifics of that, please go watch that. I'll put it at the end of the video. But with that being said, one of the requirements is having your reputation raised to revered with all the factions of Legion. So that's Court of Ferendis, Wardens, Nightfallen, High Mountain Tribes, Valajar, Dreamweavers. I think that's all of them. So you have to get up to at least revered with all of those. Now, this guide can also be useful if you want to get exalted as well, because I'm going to kind of go over the most efficient way to raise your reputation up, since you might want to do it, especially for the flying, at least to revered. Now, the simple way to put it is you're going to have to do world quests. That's not everyone's favorite thing to do, I realize, especially when you have to do so many of them. However, that is kind of what you're going to have to do. But I'm going to kind of try to help to explain it in a more efficient way, maybe give some people some strategies or plans to work on there. The first thing I'll say is there is a weekly event, and you've probably noticed it, I'm sure, that has additional reputation from world quests. So during this week, and you'll probably have multiples of these before the next patch comes out. So you can actually focus all your efforts during these weeks if you don't want to get burned out on world quests. I still suggest you do your emissaries, however. But the next one is February 28th. It's the last day of February, so it'll be the first week of March. You'll get additional reputation from completing world quests. So you will want to maximize that to the best of your ability. However, for that achievement as well, you have to complete the storylines in each zone, and those storyline quests are going to give you reputation as well. So if you skipped over a zone and you're like, well, how am I going to, I'm only friendly with them or something like that, or lower for all I know, you're going to want to go complete the storyline as well. So go complete the storylines in all the zones if you haven't already, because most of those are going to give you 250 rep each. For Nightfallen, there's a ton of quests. They give you a lot less rep per, so 25 to 50 usually per quest there. But the artifact power is worth it on its own, and it is probably still the best way to get Nightfallen rep aside from the emissary, of course. So as far as efficiency goes, you don't want to miss out on any of your emissary caches. Why? Because that's 1500 free rep or 750 if you complete the Kirin Tor and use your Nightfallen and use it for a Nightfallen one. I typically do this even though that's not efficient. It's only 750 when I could be getting 1500, but Nightfallen is just the hardest one to get. It's the most grindy one to get, I should say. Hard's a overstatement. So what you're going to want to do is to maximize efficiency is I would wait until you have 3 emissaries up at a time. Now you want to make sure that you can play that day, that you're going to have 3 up at a time. So let's say you have your emissaries cleared today, and in 3 days you have time to play that day. Then do all 3 from the next 3 days on that day. If you don't, then do 2 on the day before. Don't ever let one go to waste. But try to schedule it out to where you can do all 3 emissaries in a day, or at least 2 of them or whatever. The reason for this being the Wardens and the Kirin Tor often overlap with other quests. Wardens quests, depending on what zone they're in, they're also going to count for that zone's faction. Same thing with Kirin Tor quests. So you can kind of double up on those. I'm not sure if all the Kirin Tor quests do, but I know some of them do for sure. So you're going to want to double up on those as much as you can. So if you have a Warden's Emissary or a Kirin Tor Emissary, it's going to help you complete the other ones as well. And again, this is about efficiency. So you have, let's say, 3 emissaries up, and one of them's Wardens. So you're going to want to do Wardens. So single target boss quests, basically, are most of them. And like the Danger quest, for example, or the Wanted quests. So you're going to want to do those in the zone. So let's say you have Valajar. So you want to do the Warden's quest in Stormheim, and then you're going to get done with 2 at a time, or at least most of it. And so let's say there was only 3 Warden's quests there, and your third one's Dreamweavers. So you do another Warden's quest in Val'sharah, then 3 more quests in Val'sharah. So you'll only be doing a total of 8 quests while still getting 3 emissaries done. So you're cutting out 4 emissaries by doubling up like that, or 4 world quests rather. So that's the most efficient way to do it. Now, of course, if you really focus hard during the week of that bonus reputation, like I said, starting February 28th is the next one. That'll obviously give you even more reputation. What I encourage you doing during those weeks is, if you have time to get on and you hate grinding reputation, you hate it, you missed out on some of your emissaries even after watching this video, you try to sign on during that week and just do as many of the world quests as your brain can handle. It's really boring. I did a bunch of them. The reason I got to Exalted so fast with everything is because the world quests were new, and so right after I dinged 110, I was just kind of doing all of them. There wasn't much else to do anyways, and so I got a ton of reputation that way. However, it was really boring, and it has soured me on world quests myself. Even I only do them for emissary now, although I have no other reason to do them. And so I really encourage you during those weeks of the bonus to be doing the reputation. So again, go do the storylines if you don't have them done. That's the quickest way. You could get 250 rep per quest sometimes for the storyline quests. Do your emissaries. That's 1500 rep if it's a non-Nightfallen one. Or yeah, I think even the Nightfallen gives you 1500. If it's non-Kirin Tor, where you choose Nightfallen as your reward, it's 1500 rep for completing. And then also do world quests just without even an emissary during the week of the bonus reputation from world quests. That's going to be the best way to do it. Try to be as efficient as possible because it can really burn you out, and I realize that. Again, I'll have the video for unlocking flying up at the end of this video. As always, please thumbs up and sub. I appreciate it very much, and everyone have a good one.